Let me record. 6th of October, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay, welcome back. Phil's coming in here. Okay, let's see. Where did we, Lema Katanoi.
He's betrothed by the making of the object, but she doesn't get betrothed until the money reaches her hand.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this was, oh boy.
Exactly my thought, Reverend.
Yeah, no, I remember this Gemora doesn't read well at all.
Yeah.
It's got some problems.
Hey, Phil.
Yeah. How you doing?
Good, Baruch Hashem.
Okay.
The question is whether it's money or not. That was part of the question. What money we're talking about.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Good morning, Phil.
Good morning. You'll tell me if I have to mute, okay?
Okay. It says Mammon. So that's where I'm getting that it's money.
Yeah, I know that.
So sorry, where did you get up to?
Well, it took us a while to get to that word mamon. We're on 99.83, but we're at that mime a lot before that.
So to refresh our memory, let's just start reading again from the Lema Katanoi. And Lema Katanoi, to remind you, is the Gemora's suggesting over here. The Gemora is suggesting over here that this statement of Rav Asi that says that Uman is Kona b'shevach kli, that a Uman acquires with the increased value that he puts into the kli. The Gemora now is suggesting that this is a subject to a Tanaic dispute. So we're gonna first we're gonna have to understand what the case is about that they're arguing over here, Reb Meir and the Chachamim, and that was what we were in the middle of the other day. So let's try to understand this first, and so we'll start again from Lema Katanoi.
Where is that?
The word Lema Katanoi is
It's in the art scroll, 99A3, left-hand column, very top.
Top right, thank you.
Okay, so Roy, you want to read for us?
Right, I'm not too sure what I'm reading. Put the background. All right, Lema Katanoi. Let us say, and the article puts in that Rav Asi's ruling that a craftsman acquires the improvement to the utensil is a matter of dispute among Tanaim. For we learned in a Beresa, a say la shirim nizamin v'tabeos. Piece of gold to a craftsman said to him, fashion for me anklets, earrings, or rings out of this, for ikdash lacha, and in return for your labor, I shall become betrothed to you. Kivan she'asa'ah mekudashes, once he makes them for her, she is betrothed. Divrei Rabbi Meir, these are the words of Rabbi Meir. V'chachamim elmarim, but the sages say, Eino mikudeshes ad sheyagia memon liyada, does not become betrothed until money reaches her hand. Do I go on?
Yeah.
The Gemara clarifies the sage's view. May Mammon, what's this money? When the sages say she doesn't become betrothed until money reaches her hand. Alayama or Mammon. If you say it refers to that very money, that is the gold, the woman gave the craftsman, that is, the sages mean that Kedushin takes effect when he returns the finished pieces of jewelry to her. Mikolo, the Rabbi Meir, Sova also Mammon law. This would imply that Reb Meir holds that even that money need not be given to her for Kedushin to take effect. Elu b'may Makadasha, but how can this be? Through what would she become betrothed? The craftsman would have not given her anything that could affect Kedushin. Elu B'shuta Mammon. Rather, it is obvious that what is the money to which the sages refer? Mammon Acha, other money. That is, it must be that when Reb Meir says, once he makes them for her, she is betrothed, it means to say that once he finishes the jewelry and returns it to her, she becomes betrothed. This is the art scroll. And thus the sages who dispute his ruling maintain that returning the jewelry itself does not affect Kedushin, and she becomes betrothed only if the craftsman gives of his own.
Okay, well, good, very good. I think now it's clear what we're saying over here. That, in other words, the Gemora is saying that the according to Reb Meir, if after he puts his work, labor, and increased value into the gold, and then he gives her that, so that's called he gave her something. First, we have to make a introduction over here. When a man is going to be Makadosh and Isha, he has to give a Sheva Pruta that belongs to him, at least a Sheva Pruta that belongs to him, and put it and give it to her and put it in her hand. That's how, like that. That will make the Kedushin. So over here, what the Reb Meir and the Chachamim are differing about is, where is this Sheva Pruta that belongs to the man that he's putting into her hand? According to Reb Meir, it's considered that he's putting a Sheva Pruta of his into her hand, because even though the gold belonged to her and she gave it to him to work on, but now that he worked on it, so that extra added value is his acquisition, so to speak, in that gold. That sounds like Reb Meir is the one that holds that Uman is kona b'shevach kli. That belongs to him. So he's giving her, when he gives her back that jewelry. So he's giving back to her not only the gold that she gave him, but he's giving. And that he's giving back to her, and with that he's mekadosh her. He doesn't have to give her any other money. All he has to do is give her back that the finished jewelry into her hand. That's according to Reb Meir.
Rabbi Meir is saying that he acquired the improvement.
Yeah. But Masha'en Kein the Chachamim, according to the Gemora, that no, he cannot just give back the jewelry. He's got to give other mammon acher. He's got to give other mammon. The other mammon refers to the other mammon other than the jewelry that he worked on.
So the Rabbanim saying that the work that he put into the jewelry belongs to her, not to him.
Yeah, right. Belongs to her. He has not acquired it, and therefore he's not giving her anything that belongs to him. And that's the whole yesod of the kedushin. He has to give something that belongs to him, and give it to her. But if she owns the jewelry, it's hers, and he doesn't own it. So he's not giving her anything that she doesn't already own.
So why did she say that in the first place, unless she didn't know the law or didn't know the interpretations?
Okay, so we could ask the same question when we had in the third parak about the one shore over there going and running over and goring the other shore. How come that shore did that? But we don't ask that question, because why don't we ask the question? Because we just that's what happened. So we don't ask questions about what happened. That's what happened, and now we got to analyze what's the halach in that case. So too over here. This is what happened. The Gemara says this is what happened. So now if that's what happened, and by the way, it's not a true life story either. It's just a case that the Reb Meir and the Chachamim are arguing about, right? It didn't necessarily happen. Here's a hypothetical scenario. The woman gives the jewelry, not the jewelry, but gives the gold into the hand of this goldsmith and says, "Make jewelry for me, and you'll be kodeshes with this jewelry," right?
As payment.
Right.
So now what I'm wondering is, normally she gives him the gold, he fashions it, and then he returns it to her and she has to pay him. Whether she's paying him because he acquired it, or whether she's paying him because he's a worker and he gets paid for his work, she has to pay him. So when he gives it back to her, he's giving her value that she would have had to pay.
If she, maybe she should give double. Pay him for his work and pay him for buying his work from him.
Okay.
No,
So
my point is that he is giving her value when he gives it back in either case. I don't see how this is clarifying whether he acquires it or not.
okay, I hear your question. Your question is that if he doesn't charge her for his services and he gives her back the finished product and he doesn't charge her, so he's giving her his wages that she would have to have given to him for the job. Not
Right.
wages, but let's say the
Let's say what?
Let's say,
okay. So the thing though is that it's not, the Gemara might get into that question. The Gemara might get into that question. But we'll see what the Gemara has to say about that. The Gemara might get into that question, but right now the Gemara wants to know why is it not why is it you're asking she should be Mukadeshes to him for a different reason.
Right. Exactly.
So
Well, that's the question. What the Chachamim is saying. But the question is, why isn't it good enough to the Chachamim? Why shouldn't the added value be worth something to her that should be enough to be Shabbat Pruta, that she should be Mekadesh?
yeah.
What's wrong with the Chachamim not accepting Reb Meir? Reb Meir says it makes somewhat of sense because it is the labor has a value. That's a money I would have to give you, and that money is the kedusha that you get to keep.
Well, there's a way to read it in accordance with what Phil just said, that the Chachamim are agreeing with what I said, which is that if you look at the exact wording, it says once he makes them, she is betrothed. Rabbi Meir.
Right.
But the sages said she doesn't become betrothed until the money reaches her hand. So the difference is she betrothed at the moment that he finishes making them, or is she betrothed 10 minutes later when he hands them to her?
Yeah, but what's the question about the money? Why mention money? Why mention your mom only that? Why does she have to have money to her hand? She gets the jewelry back. I can understand him holding on to the jewelry. She's not finished yet. He's not sure. Not sure it's going to be returned, and he's finished the work. It's in his hand. It's not in hers. Once it's in her hand, then she sees that the value was added. Before that, how does she know? So you can understand when the jewelry comes to her hand. But all of a sudden, now the Chachamim are adding extra word. They're adding money to her hand, not the jewelry to her hand. Why is it saying money and not jewelry?
Well, that's the Gemara had a step over here that we're bypassing. The Gemara's step was when the Chachamim said until he gives right ad shegia mammon liada. The Chachamim say until mammon comes into her hand. So the Gemara asked, what type of mammon needs to come into her hand according to Chachamim? So the Gemara said, this is this is what we didn't speak out, but we need to speak it out now in order that there should be understood what they're arguing about. The Chachamim said that ilema oso mammon. If you say that the Chachamim mean that she's not betrothed to him until he gives her that mammon, meaning that finished product that he made, into her hand, and that's what the Chachamim are saying. So the Gemara said, if you're going to say that, so then what does that leave us to say for Reb Meir? The Rebbe Meir Savar also mammon lo? Do you mean to say that Rebbe Meir says that she's betrothed simply because he did the work, even if he never gives her even if he doesn't give her the finished product into her hand? The Gemara says that's inconceivable that Rebbe Meir would hold that. He hasn't given her anything. What's he give her? Just because he does the job? That's certainly not enough to be Makadisher. He has to give her something, and just doing the work. If he's not going to give her the jewelry, the Gemara said that cannot be what Reb Meir is saying. Okay, so yeah. That's when the Gemara said Ella b'may makadsha. Right? The Gemara. he has to give something to her, and he didn't do so.
And it's got to give other money.
Therefore, the Gemora says, Ela Pshita, it's obvious that this mammon that the Chachamim are talking about is not the mammon of the finished product that is being given to her. It must be mammon acher. Because you see why it has to be mammon acher. Because if you say that all the Chachamim are saying is he's not going to be Mukadeshes until he gives that mammon to her, so that means that Rebbe Meir is saying that doesn't need to be done, because he's arguing with the Chachamim. The Gemara says that cannot be. We don't accept the fact that Rebbe Meir said that if he doesn't even give her the jewelry that she's Mikudeshes, that cannot be. It's got to. So therefore, the Gemara says it must be that the Chachamim, that Rebbe Meir is saying, yeah, it means that that according to Rebbe Meir, he's doing the work for her, and then he's giving her the finished product into her hand, and like that, Rebbe Meir says that she's Bekodeshes, and the Chachamim are still saying that no, that's not going to constitute a proper kedusha. He's going to ad she'itein lo mammon acher. According to the Chachamim, he has to give her different mammon. This mammon is not. He's not giving her anything from himself. So I'm just showing how the Gemara arrived at this conclusion that it arrived at. That we're not talking about the giving back of the jewelry. We're talking about, according to Chachamim, we're talking about giving other mammon. Rabbi Meir will say that what does Rabbi Meir mean to say? Kaven she'asan mikudeshes, since he made the jewelry, she'll be mikudeshes. The Gemara says it must be that Rabbi Meir means since he made the jewelry and he gave the jewelry to her, that'll be a kedushin. That's what the Gemara just proved. And the Chachamim are saying no, that won't be enough. It won't be enough for the Chachamim. He has to give her mammon acher. He has to give her some other mammon, not the jewelry that he worked on. That won't do it. That won't be a good kedushin, says the Chacham. Okay. So I think we accomplished something today. That we didn't know the other day what the Gemara is saying, but now we have to. Do we have any Rashi? No, we don't really have any Rashi. We just we have this Rashi Asalis Shirin.
Is that that she made jewelry for him? That make me jewelry.
That's what she said.
Yeah, we said that. That's smidim. That's bracelets. Mishuli, that are right. Bracelets that are mine. Akadesh I will be betrothed to you. With the wages of your work.
Well, I think when Rashi says Mishali, he means from my gold.
Right.
I want you to make this into. I want you to make this into jewelry, Mishali, from this gold that I'm giving you. And
okay.
Demands to have a payment, and the schar is the payment for the work. So it's interesting that Rashi even seems to have mentioned that that's the Rashi's mentioning this schar of for his work. It sounds like Rashi's saying that she's telling him, in exchange for the payment for your work, you'll just give me back the smidin, and I'll be mekadeshes to you with that. Okay. So now let's go further in the Gemora. Now the Gemora is going to try to explain why we think that this machlokes here between Reb Meir and Chachamim is a machlokes over the din of Rav Asi, whether Uman acquires the added value that he puts into a kli that he works on. Okay, Lou, you want to read Lakuli Alma, Sabru Lakuli Alma.
Let's see. Savar. Oh, here we are. I see.
Sabrua.
Visavrua de Kule Alma Yashna Lischiros Mitechila Va'ad Sof. Okay, so and they think that all agree that a laborer's wages from the beginning until the end, the laborers, they think that everybody agrees that a laborer's wages are earned from the beginning of his labor to the end of it. Udekule alma ha mekadesh b'milva ena mikudeshes. And everybody agrees that if one betroths a woman with a loan, she is not betrothed. Meaning what? If A owes B $100 and B to a woman, I betroth you to me with the $100 that A owes me, then that's invalid. Is that the case?
That she owes him.
No, I said person A owes person B $100.
Well, who
is that not the case? I'm saying B, who is owed $100 by A, says to the woman, "You are betrothed to me with the $100 that A owes me." Is that the case we're talking about?
I don't think so.
We're talking about where the woman owes him the money and he says, "You're betrothed to me with the money that you owe me."
Yeah.
Okay. My love, be'uman kone be'shevach kli kemiflage. Is it not that they dispute whether a craftsman acquires the improvement of the utensil? The Rebbe Meir Savar Uman Kona B'Shevach Kli, that Rebbe Meir thinks that the craftsman acquires the improved value of the kli. Rabbanan savre ein uman kona b'shevach kli, and the rabbis, the sages, think that the craftsman does not acquire the improvement to the utensil.
Yeah.
Now, why would that be? Rabbi Meir says he acquires it. If he acquires it, then it's not a loan. It's his property. He's giving her his property. But if he doesn't acquire it, then it is a loan. She owes him the money. Is that the idea?
Yeah. In other words, what the Gemora is mentioning three different three different possibilities why the man would be able to be Makadisher. And the first two possibilities the Gemora is eliminating. And saying no, everybody agrees that you can't be Makadish with a loan. And everybody agrees that this goldsmith over here, he's the way that it works in terms of his how he accrues the money that's owed him. It works. Rashi's going to tell us about that. It works in increments, not that he's owed the whole thing at the end, and until he gets to the end, you don't owe him anything. And both of these two things, the Gemara says, they both hold a certain way, such that we cannot say that for those two reasons he was able to be Makadisher, even if you hold not like Ravasi and he doesn't acquire the kli. You said originally, Lou, let him acquire it because she owes him money for the payment, for the schar pulascha. He owes her the payment for the work. That's what she said, according to Rashi. So Rashi, so the Gemara, what the Gemara is doing is saying, let's say that both of the Tanoim hold that in this case that will not be a basis for which to him to be Makadisher with, because they both hold that that money that she owes him is tantamount to a halva, a loan, and you can't a man cannot be Makadish a woman based upon the foregoing of a loan that he's owed, and so therefore the only way that we could say that he can be Makadish her is if we say that the Uman is Kona b'Sheva Kli, like Ravasi, and Gemora wants to suggest that Reb Meir holds that like Ravasi holds that Uman is Kona b'Sheva Kli, and he can be Makadisher with giving her back the jewelry. But the Chachamim, they don't agree to Ravasi, so they say no, that won't do to be able to give her that Kli, to give her the jewelry back. That's not him giving her anything, and therefore that's why he's got to give her other money. But
we have a long Rashi on this.
Yeah, okay.
Rashi is that you teach that the wages go from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
Kaven sha'Allah, that's Yeshana Hero, the Kilo about self. Kaven sha'Allah Skaro, because he does collect his wages with pruta, for a pruta, Litchayev, that is Chayev, owed to him, Miyad, immediately. Miyad, a pruta from the hand, that's either Miyad immediately or from the hand of the pruta, the Havi way, and that is Malva Gova, that there is a thing that the lender can collect. Elav, if not, the Uman Kona that the craftsman acquires b'shevach kli with the improvement to the vessel, mishum schiro, because of his wages. Low, no. That's not true. Lame, it's not a low. Lema Rabbi Moshe, say it's like, say to Rabbi Meir, the Hikadesh, the Hemakadesh, the Malva.
Oh, it goes.
The Malva, that the loaner lahotzi to take the money to collect, so to speak. Need to give it. Einu be'in ela mishum. It's not a question only because he owes uman koneh b'sheba. The prayer requires the thing of the claim. The key he gives to him the hela mikadesh the sheva should be kaddish with the improvement. Aslay the group is, and there is to collect it even though shalona tanlo, even though we didn't give it to him any any other money. The Rabbanan silver and the Rabbanan whole low kana is not acquiring the improvement. The Inam Kadeshik, Ad Shigia, Mamon and Khair. When he gets other money to the hand. Going back to the same argument again.
Right. So I see that we just got 1 minute left. I see that in other words, the first two things that the Gemora says that both Reb Meir and the Chachamim agreed to are those two first things about how the money how the wages of the goldsmith acquire or accrue. That's related to the issue of whether he, the fact that he cannot be koneher with a milva, because the Gemara is saying, Rashi is explaining that once every pruta that of work that translates into work that he's done, that he owes her, that she owes him, that now becomes a loan that she's got to pay him for it. That was the first thing that Rashi said. Kevin she'ola scharo lepruta, since the payment for his labor on the gold to make it into jewelry has gotten to the point that it gets one pruta. So then immediately miyad prut bahavile milva daba, that already is now regarded as a milva that she has to pay. So because of the fact that we say that it accrues in increments like that, so that means that at the end of the day, it's a milva, it's a loan, and that's the second thing that the Gemara said, that they both of them hold, Reb Meir and Chachami, they both hold that he cannot be makadosh her with money that she owes him. Because Rashi says at the end of the day, milva is lahotza nitna. When the lender loans money to the borrower, the minute that it comes into the hand of the borrower, it is now belongs to him. It's his money, and he can spend it as he sees fit. And there's no money that belongs to there's no money that belongs to the lender over there in the hand of the borrower. It's now the borrower's money. So that's how Rashi explains how the husband, the man over here, he cannot become the husband to be makadosh with such money. And therefore, says Rashi, that's why we fall back on saying that the only way that they're going to be able to be makadosh over here, this man, is if you say that he's kona.
Okay. Rabbi's kind of frozen, and I have to get going.
Have a great day, Phil.
Shabbat Shalom and a Chag Sameach with Sukkot too, because we're not going to be learning on Sukkot either. We're busy.
I'm not sure what the schedule is for Sunday.
Right.
Rabbi,
Okay.
what's the plan for Sunday?
What about Friday?
Friday, I assume we're learning, but Phil won't.
Oh,
So the question is, what's going on Sunday?
Sunday we'll have to see what goes on today and tomorrow.
Right.
So
Okay.
we'll know more about that.
Take
I
care.
would yeah.
Phil, if we're going to learn on Sunday, I'll send you an email.
Send me an email.
That
Okay,
probably-
thanks. As
that probably
it is,
won't-
I'm slowly getting things ready too, and I'm going to the kids for the holidays, so I'm going to have to, I should be, I don't know if I'm going to leave yet, but I don't know what I have to shop and get things, so we'll see. Okay.
Yeah.
Take
I
care.
probably won't be able to come on Sunday, but we'll see.
Okay.
I probably won't either, so probably we won't.
Okay. Probably. Okay. Shabbat shalom and Chag Sameach then.
Shalom, Chag Sameach.
All right.
Hey,
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach to Phil.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your
Rabbi
Shabbos
Levitt
and your
and
Yom
Rabbi
Tov with your
Levitt.
children.
Amen.